Hey guys, I just wanted to do my um, review of The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 9 adaptation. I was going to do a reaction video to this episode, but this past week, if you've seen my other videos, I didn't upload Arrow, Flash, and my reaction videos to Arrow, Flash, and Black Lightning this week. This week until late Sunday, and that's because of the fact that I've been struggling with using different video editing software to upload the shortened reactions so I don't get hit with copyrights. I've also been trying to struggle to try and get the Patreon up and going, and I've been busy at work, and it feels like it's the reason why it took so late to upload those reaction videos, and it's also the reason just because of time constraints I have for work this week, on top of the technical issues I've been having with finding a video editing software that wasn't just a free trial. It's something that I could find on my budget to use on a regular basis. It's the reason why those were so late, and why this is going to have to be just a mostly primarily a review and breakdown video of the mid-season premiere of The Walking Dead. So it continues from where the mid-season finale left off with Gabriel, because he was so distraught over what happened with Rosita, because he didn't forgot to close Negan's cell. He finally escaped, and he was trying to gather supplies to get over the wall for Alexandria. Then we stopped by Judith at gunpoint, who was... I gotta say, I wish I knew the name of the actress playing Judith Grimes, but she's like a incredibly phenomenal kid actress, and selling that she's not willing to fuck around, and at gunpoint is willing to make him go back in the cell until Negan says, like, look, you know me better than anybody. I'm not going to cause any ill will towards anybody. It's like, Alexandria is at its prime now, but it's like he felt like he had no role in, like, Alexandria and the other civilizations building themselves up since the war against the Saviors, because he's been rotting in a jail cell for years. And it's enough to garner Judith's sympathy and letting him escape, but it says, like, oh, the next time I see you, I will shoot you. I will shoot you. So you have Negan going back to the sanctuary. Well, before he goes back to the sanctuary, he goes to like different locations where he tries to like get food and sustenance, but he's as for multiple attacks from a walker. Then he goes to this abandoned sporting goods store for supplies, but then he's chased by just basically by wild rabid dogs in that same store, and then he has to like fight his way out of it to presumably prevent from getting mauled. And as soon as he kicks the emergency door open to that store, there's a walker waiting, so he pushes him in there and leaves the walker and the wild dogs, so they go at it. Then he goes back to the sanctuary where you would think he would expect to at some point, like, it's been abandoned, for walkers to be, kind of just crawling around, so to speak, and taking over the place. Oh, excuse me. And of course, they are, including a zombified old savior called Big Richie, which, if he was a character that showed up in previous seasons, I don't remember him, or maybe he was like an unmentioned, unacknowledged character who was part of the group. But yeah, it gets to the point where even he has to fight his, basically kill the Big Richie zombie and fight his way out of the sanctuary, but not before like grabbing a motorcycle from the his motorcycle from the sanctuary, and excuse me, to going on a little road trip. And of course, he's shot by Judith Grimes, who I guess like shot to wound. And it's like, I never thought you would fucking shoot me. And then it's kind of funny when she says language. It's like, language, I'm a kid, asshole. It's, it's like you chastise him for cursing while cursing yourself, which is pretty funny. And Negan decides to go, not just because he knows Judith is tempted to shoot her, because for his escape, and he just realizes that he decides just to go back to the Alexandria at gunpoint, because of the fact that he acknowledges that she was right. There was nothing for him out there, and he has nowhere else to go. Even, I mean, granted, he's like he says, like he was lucky, he was nice that he was able to get out of his cell and experience fresh air and stretch his legs and all that. But yeah, it was pretty much yeah. He realizes that Judith is right and might as well be rotting in the cell at this point, because he's pretty much, I think it's really hit home for him how much he's really lost everything. And you have, I don't remember, I guess like not Eugene, like it's the music teacher and, I guess like Carl's former love interest's boyfriend, deciding to go out and seek out more walkers and figure out what's going on. But of course, they got caught by more of they encounter a group of walkers that realize that there are more whisperers among them. Presumably the one they capture during seeking out walkers. It's funny where Daryl uses his crossbow to shoot one in the leg to see if they're really zombies, and then when he shoots another one in the leg with a crossbow, the person doubles over in pain, and the whisperers like realize their cover is blown, so they start stop acting like walkers and start trying to attack Daryl and Michonne and the search party that went out for Jesus, and search party that went out for Eugene, I should say. They're basically trying to carry Jesus, an injured Eugene and Jesus, of course, back to the hilltop, or to treat Eugene and give Jesus a proper burial. And they capture this girl who is just bawling her eyes out and saying like, I don't know anything. We don't use names. Like, you killed everybody. You kill all the other whisperers, which actually puts on a pretty convincing act of being like just blubbering and crying and just like begging for mercy, which would be more convincing if the audience wasn't privy to the fact that they know there's another 7 episodes left this season, and that dealing with the whisperers is going to be like a major arc in the back half of the season. But it takes like some Daryl like threatening to kill, ready to just kill her then and there, or staying in the cell, that he starts to confess, is like, okay, there were 10 of us, and the only other survivor of the Whispers besides her was her mom. And they just decided to become, wear walker skin, disguise themselves as walkers, because it's like, they figured it's like, oh, that was their best way of surviving, and seeking out other monitoring and seeking out other civilizations. And they start to wonder like how much intel they have on Alexandria and Hilltop and whatnot. and she starts to bond with I know it was a couple episodes ago. The one I guess it was Carol's son who went there to trying to become a blacksmith, who's still in prison for going out and getting like drunk with the other kids at Hilltop and almost having to fight off a walker on their behalf, even though they didn't really care about it. And he starts to form a bond with her, and it seems like Daryl is outside listening to their own conversation when they're both in the cell, and I guess figuring is like he can, because she's willing to open up with Carol's son, they maybe just, it's almost like he's just sitting there and just pondering. It's like, hey, maybe this is the best way to get information out of her. And Michonne convinced, and because Jesus is dead, that and Tara is basically, second in command of the Hilltop. She's basically now in charge of the Hilltop now. And and while Daryl's reluctant to, stick around, he says like, "Oh, Tara's got this. She's the leader." And Michonne's like, "Yeah, she's in charge, but it's like, I guess because she felt like she might not always make the tough decisions, and she might need somebody to help like co-lead." And between that and what's going on with this whisperer they captured is what they convinced him to stick around. And I gotta say, there was some like, I guess like the subplot with I don't know, like the former music teacher and the other guy. It was a little bit slow. It was a little bit slow paced, but I feel like that's like the biggest issue with this show is like the pacing. And I kind of felt like it was. I always thought that was kind of addressed that, for the most part in the first half of the season 9. Like it didn't feel like there was any like filler episodes, like stretching things out, but it was kind of slow at parts. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's this nature of the show was trying to make it feel like a more like neo western. I don't know. It just felt like they did a better job in previous episodes of not making it feel like filler or having any pacing issues. But it seems like the pacing just kind of came back to the forefront, which is pretty much my only gripe with this whole episode. But otherwise, I'm looking forward to see. I'm still intrigued with this whole like Whisperer storyline and what's gonna come from it. And it was announced that sorry, I'm probably butchering the name. Dana Gurira, who plays Michonne, was going to be exiting the show at the end of the season. It makes you wonder if she if her character's exit is going to be finding out that Rick is still alive, and she goes out to search for him, which feels like that would make the most sense. That's my prediction. What are your predictions for Michonne's exit, and the other stuff dealing with the other predictions for the Whisperers? Given that people follow the comics, and it's like, do you think that they're going to follow the comics? Like, what liberties do you think they're going to take with the Whisperer storyline? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.